Google, what time is it?
It's 7:56 p.m.
Hey Google, what day is it?
It's Tuesday, September 6, 2022.
My mic has been on. I muted the wrong thing. Hello? I'm actually here now. Hopefully no one was here when I I muted the wrong audio inputs. Oh, What's in the past is in the past. Let's get started. Boom. Look at that. It's a thing. Wow. Amazing. Oh. Just now realizing I've also messed up my window layout on my other stream monitor. Okay. Alright. I'm a little late today because I'm tired. Feeling a little burnt out from work. Infrastructure tooling is just a huge pain to deal with. Let's see, what was I doing here? This is Godot 4. This is not relevant. Neither here nor there. Alright. Okay. So I was doing a bunch of stuff. Yeah. So these are just like a lot of small fixes and or changes from the last alpha. So I guess I'm just going to leave the current alpha as it is. But there's a few changes. Mostly just a lot of fixes. Let me see. So one of them is this. Oh, and this is not done yet, but just have options be toggleable. And I think I should probably do the same thing here. Yeah. For OpenC face. And then also I just add the instructions here. Because I think that makes the most sense. That makes the most sense. As opposed to just trusting that you know which options to click on. And of course you can still do the hover thing. I guess this is pretty obvious, huh? Toggle advanced options, toggle on or off, and then port. All the requisite hover stuff. So let's do more of the hover. Hover things. Let's do one other thing here. H separator. Add a new one of these. Just because it's nice. I need to figure out. Yeah, okay. It's aesthetic. I need to figure out a way to bypass the GUI selector. So if there's only one tracker here, well, I guess you do need the ability to look at all the other settings, but we could just make that a setting. Skip splash screen, that's always a good one. But rendering, FXAA, MSAA option should also be listed. Yeah, there's just a lot of small things that I need to get around to. But all everyone knows how to do is, like, it's not hard, it's just a thing I need to do on a long list of things that need doing. So inevitably something gets left by the wayside. Alright, so I think this makes sense. We'll go back to the GUI here. I don't know why I did the GUI so weird for OpenC face. There's a lot of things that are just kind of strange. Well, let me see. Python path. Oh, you know what? Something that else that's pretty important. Meow face. That's scrapped. Recenter. That's actually done. Prop tracking. That's getting around to that. Config files self-healing. Yes. That's a pretty important one because I'm pretty sure the Python path stuff is super broken. Yeah. Yeah, we don't even use this anymore. Yeah, it's completely unused. So, not really my problem. Get out of there. Remove this. Just a lot of cleanup. I think the tracker address and tracker port, I need to do something like I did for iFacial mocap, where I hide those behind another option. And I also need to add just like the usage dialog. This HV fill expand and the H fill expand needs to be replaced with the control util functionality. So anywhere where this is used, I need to do control util all expand fill. So we'll get rid of H expand fill. Actually, you know what? We'll just do this and just let it explode. Hopefully it's good enough. Yeah. Let me fiddle with my stream monitor over here. Control util. I think this one was just, oh no, this one was all expand fill as well. Most of these don't actually need to be all expand fill. Like VBox should actually be a control util, just H expand fill. And then, where's, oh my god. Ah, jeez. Well, at least it's not super painful. We'll do control util H expand fill. So hit me with a replace. This will break, but that's fine. Everything else should be fine. Yeah. Okay, so let's add some usage text. So I'm pretty sure a label is good enough. Yeah, I think I figured out something somewhat over the weekend, but then I kind of confirmed it after I went back to work today, right? Because yesterday was Labor Day in the United States. But the reason why I don't really burn out from all of this stuff, right? Like I work a actual full-time job, etc., etc. Not to brag or anything, but the full-time job is mostly just like idiot wrangling, right? Like you're just trying to explain yourself to people who don't know what they're doing, but who also hold all the power, all the decision-making power, which is very annoying. That's something that's very tiring for me. So I'm pretty sure that's like the source of my burnout. It's not like I'm burnt out of programming. It's like I'm burnt out of it's taking me a while. Most people burn out a lot earlier, but I'm burnt out of bureaucracy. I think my patience has kind of reached its limit with my current role. Because honestly, it's not super difficult. Like what I do at work is not super difficult. It's just a lot of, you know, here's something dumb, deal with it. Okay, sure, why not? You want me to, you know, you don't actually control the code, you just deploy the code, but the team that owns the code is also not the one that, you know, packages the code into containerized builds. Oh, that's good. I'm having a good time. All right, there we go. So now I just need to go through and replace everything. Oh, good. Shouldn't be too hard though. I just need to look for the big options. It's just a few more characters added to the string. It looks really ugly here. But then these are all kind of one-time things, right? When they're initialized. So let's see. This one I'm still thinking about. I still feel kind of weird about that. I feel like I should probably change the syntax of that. Okay, cool. Just a lot of like really small updates. Let's make sure this still works. So you do this, open CFace, usage label. Yep, that looks right. Okay. I wonder, I know well, another piece of feedback I got, I also listed here. So the, one of these, wrap bone names are too long. Well, that's another one, but that's not what we're talking about. One of these, the drop down menu, yeah, for the option button needs to be adjusted. Because on Linux, the output is extraordinarily long. But it's tough. It's tough. I think it's better actually for me to just maybe like left strip it. Right, because on Linux, the VL4 output gives you a long, generic device name to start, and then it adds like the actual device name to the end of the camera name. So let me see. I wonder if it's possible to make this like auto wrap. It might not be. Yeah, it's not looking like it's possible to auto wrap. Yeah. 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 Yeah, it's pop-up menu. I don't think there's a way to do this. This is focus mode. Focus. Yeah. Or maybe I can just Google it. I'll just Google it. Go here. Hide the fact that I'm playing an idle game on my other monitor. So Godot. Option button. Text wrap. Yeah. Multi-line button. No. It's probably not it, huh? Get item text. I need it to wrap. That's what I need. I don't really know how to make the text auto wrap though. I wonder if it's something on button. Clip text. When this property is enabled, text is too large if the button is clipped. When disabled, the button will always be wide enough to hold the text. I feel like that's actually probably closer to what we want. Is there anything else though? I guess I can clip it. I can clip the text because it's currently Godot's UI system does not support line breaks and buttons. Yeah, so it's fixed in Godot 4, but let me see. I can kind of fiddle with it. I was about to say something different. Clip text. We can clip text for now, and then we'll do pop up. Check item, and then just long text. Some garbage. Because that's essentially what you get on Linux anyways. Hooray for Linux. Really? Did it just ignore it? pop-up add check, is that not it? Yeah. That should be a valid one, no? Yeah? Really? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? It should be fine, no? Then there's no bailouts thing here. All of this stuff is dynamically loaded. Pop up, get item count. Yeah, sure. So there should only be one. Well, this is standalone expression, hold on. Alright, so I'll just put a trace there so I don't lose it. That happens sometimes. Okay, so there's the trace. Hey, there's 9? How? Open C face, and then there's only one. Oh, it's here. I was looking at the wrong thing. That makes sense. So here, it's very long. What was the last part of text, or did that actually? Okay, hold on. I've made it more difficult than it should be. Yeah, so we shouldn't be able to see the 0, 0, 0 at the end. So there's triple zeros. Does this? Eh? The heck? We just add a bunch of zeros? maybe this will just work? Question mark? Maybe it's beautiful? What happens if you know what is beautiful? This is actually a fantastic solution. Who knew it would be so easy? But this is also the wrong one. So this needs to be under camera select. What did I call it? Camera select? Camera select. So pop up. Or it's not pop up, it needs to be under option button. So option button, clip text is equal to true. Yeah. Beautiful. So now if you have a very long camera name, it will not cause the UI to freak out. Okay. It will only cause like maybe the pop-up to the actual pop-up box selector thingy kind of stretch out too far, but that's not really something I can even handle at that point. And I could still like pre-process it here, but that's kind of a pain. Let me see. Oh, you know what? Translations. I do need to add the additional translation for OpenCFace usage. So the usage will look like select the camera to be used for tracking. Or I guess we can do something like this, like usage. So 1, select the camera to be used for tracking. 2, select the, what did I even call it? What did I call it here? The model type? I guess this should actually be wrapped in an HBox container as well. Or maybe I can just add a label for it. Because I don't want to make it smaller than it already is. Or actually, I can change it. So this is still cameras, right? We don't care. But this one I can change this name to be, well, down here. Where did I list this? So possible ML models, item text. It's not really a model number. It's actually more of a like model key. So model 3, model this one, model this one. So if we just prefix model to the start of every single option, it should be fine. So it's not really a model number, but it's it's close. And then for the cameras as well, you can do add check item option. So results. How do I set the camera names? I guess I can do this, right? But no. Camera selected. Well, I do it by index, so that's probably fine. Which means I can then format it here. Yeah. So this will be add check item, camera, this thing. Alright, I need to make sure that this doesn't break anything. So on model selected. Oh, you know what? This will break stuff. So we can do like a strip. Well, what is it called? Remove? No. What is it called? It's not strip. It's not strip edges. It's not L strip. Trim prefix. Trim prefix. Something like that, right? Then here, what we can do is can do this. So I typed all this for nothing. Yeah, I typed all this for nothing. I'm an idiot. Model prefix. Like that, and then we'll just need to do like that. Okay. Okay. So we can start it, verify that everything loads in properly. This is still wrong, I'm not really sure why, but now we have camera 0, model 4. ML model selection does not have a valid preceding integer. Yeah, really? Am I not printing that out? Very good. No preceding integer. Alright, so we can do something like that. So I need to see what actually is returned there. So 3 and then default. That is a valid preceding integer. Is it not? What the heck? What the heck? It should be valid. It seems valid to me at the very least. So I click on this. Oh, is there a space? there is a space. Strip edges. So it's the space. Okay. Yeah, we might as well strip it there, just so it's cleaner. So here, now we should be able to switch it. Yeah, now it's switching. We just won't turn it on. Okay, and there was also the usage text up there as well. Select the tracking model to be used. Well, that's pretty much it for most normal people. I was supposed to say normies. Select the camera to be used. Well, select the FPS as well. So select the FPS to track at. Higher is better, is more CPU intensive. Yeah. Should launch tracker. And I think I can actually. Yeah, okay, so I'll rearrange these. So camera select, tracker FPS model. Then everything else is like advanced options. So select the camera, set the FPS, set, or this is not select, this is just set the FPS to track at. Okay, so then these options are all advanced options. Okay. So this is a VBox. Oh, actually, this is not a... Yeah, it is a VBox, yeah, because the entire thing is already wrapped in a scroll container. Yeah. So control, util, H, expand, fill, VBox. And then we'll have an inner VBox. H expand fill. VBox add child. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll just add everything else, right? So inner, add child. So there's the should, launch tracker, inner add child. A tracker address. And then tracker port. Yeah, something like that. I think this makes sense. So these are the advanced options. Nothing really needs to be added. Well, here we should add a button, right? So just call it a toggle, right? It's actually called a check button. Fill, toggle. Yeah, really? Check button is not... Oh, sorry. So there's your toggle. We can add some toggle text. What did I write for advanced options? Yeah, okay, so toggle hint tooltip is equal to translate. Let's see face toggle hint, toggle text is equal to OpenCFace advanced options toggle text. Okay. So then I just need to slap this in here. So there's your hints. There's the other thing. Show advanced options. Or I guess toggle advanced options. What did I write for this one? Show hide advanced options. Yeah, so there's a few duplicates for sure and all the translation stuff. It might be better to have like a, move that to like a, basically the standard library, but with a standard set of translations, but I'm not sure how much that would make sense. Right, because I think further down the line, there would still it would still result in duplicates, unfortunately. Are various options that can also be configured. That should only be configured. That should only be configured if you know what you are doing. Yeah, and that's it, right? No further explanation. So like if you have to ask, you don't need it. So we go here, tracking, OpenCFace. Add a space here, why not? Add a space, this is iFacial mocap. Add a space, or remove the space. Yeah, something like that. Beautiful. Yeah. Okay. Otherwise, iFacial mocap is generally the better choice, I think. Yeah. Now I just need to go back to this. There is a to-do. Gooey, gooey, gooey. Where is the to-do? It's here. So here I do grab the local interfaces. So let's see. Logger. Well, I don't need to log anything. I know what it gives me back. That's pretty easy. So this is get local interfaces. I'll create. So instead of the current solution, which is it just generates some garbage basically. Yeah. So this is wrong. It does work on Windows though for some reason. On Linux, it's completely borked. Because Windows is one of those things where whenever possible, even if it's not actually possible, they will try to maintain functionality, which is hilarious. Okay, so here we can do var hbox container, control util h expand fill hbox. So this is label, and then there's just a button, I suppose. Or actually, we don't need to have a label. Well, I guess we should. I guess I should. Yeah, because clicking on the button is what generates, you know, the appropriate stuff. Yeah, okay. Let's do it like that. So this is actually now a button. And each button we'll set the text to the button text to the friendly name, and then the hover text, right, the hint, will be the actual interface name. Yeah. So button text is equal to the friendly name. Friendly name. Data get friend. What is it called? Friendly? Otherwise invalid friendly name. Something like that. Button hint tooltip is data get name invalid interface name. Yeah. I think I do need to test that on Linux, because I feel like on Linux there isn't always a friendly name. So actually what we can do here is kind of reverse it like this. Yeah, because not every single interface on Linux has a friendly name, but every single interface on Linux does have just like a device name. So if there is no friendly name, we'll just use the device name. And if there is no device name, then you're out of luck. Or actually, we can do interface index. Sounds like a pain. Set meta data is equal to, oh yeah, data is equal to the data addresses. That could be tough. That could be tough. So if you have multiple Ethernet thingies, I don't actually know. That's actually weird. Hold on. I guess we can do for I in data honeydew. What is this? Honeydew? Why? Why show me that hint? Data addresses. Otherwise an empty thing. Size. So we'll actually have the index associated with it. Well, I guess what we can do here is addresses. So this is some sort of an array. And then we can check against, or we can check the size beforehand. If addresses size is greater than 1, then we'll do something. Otherwise, do the other thing. Okay. It's kind of complicated, but I don't know. Some people have really weird internet setups. So that makes sense, right? I suppose you could have multiple IP addresses associated with this, and then you would want to figure out which is the one that you would actually want. But I think if you're already that much of a turbo nerd, you wouldn't even want to use this. Like, you would just know how to look it up yourself, right? Because I think this is only possible if you have like a physical switch. Then you're kind of, what's it called? Multicast? You multicasted across the same port? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I don't think it's actually called multicast. I think it's called multiplexing. That's neither here nor there. For I in addresses dot size. Okay, and we can do like a func creates IP button. Creates a button. Till h expand fill r. And then we need to do, I guess there's the text, the hint, also this, and that's it. Yeah, there's just the text and the hint. Oh, and then I guess the IP as well, which is a string. So our hint tooltip is hint our text is equal to text our set meta. So we'll have IP just be IP like that. Yeah, okay. So then this should be, let me think. There's a lot of things going on here. Let's make this a VBox container. So this must return a VBox container. Var r is VBox container new control util h expand fill r. We can do no focus r. That's fine. It's iFacial mocap. We'll grab the translations. This isn't iFacial mocap. This is iFacial mocap. So the IP stuff. Copy to, okay. I think I got it. So R, well, var, just call it a label, right? Label, control util h expand fill, label, R append. Actually, I'm not gonna call a label. What are you kidding me? So this should be the description, which is some sort of label, I guess. This needs to go away. So this hidden IP stuff, say goodbye. Oh, I think that's fine, but we'll call it like iFacial mocap IP hidden IP description. Detected IP addresses. Press. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's pretty much it, right? Detected IP addresses, and then we can have just like a hint. Yeah, click on the appropriate button, blah, blah. No, that's it, right? That's it. So we'll take this part out. We will add this description. Text is equal to translate this entire thing. We'll need to take out this entire part. Button. This is also invalid, but we'll keep it in mind. That'll be R append, or not R append, it'll be R add child, create IP button. So this will be data. Get well, let's see. This is the interface name. It's equal to data get name. Invalid. Actually, we can just keep it empty. So then if interface name empty, logger error, invalid interface detected. And there's not really anything else I can do from there, but we can just skip it. But then here, the text is supposed to be friendly. Otherwise, we'll just pass in the interface name, then pass in interface name, and then the IP, which is data addresses front. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I can, yeah, or addresses front. I already have it. Addresses front. Or actually, I should do it here. Do that here. Yeah, okay. Size is less than 1. We can do logger error. No IP addresses detected for network. This thing. Or for interface, not network, interface. Oh, hello, Bumsy. Hello, hello. How are you? Long time no see. Probably. Actually, yeah, long time no see, but you might have been here. Maybe not. You don't have to answer that. I won't take offense. Good, went on holiday. Or you went to holiday, if you are using holiday as a verb. It's very British of you, though. How was your holiday? Did you go anywhere fun, or did you just do what I do when I go on holiday, aka vacation, and just stay home and play video games and get extraordinarily drunk? Probably the saddest way to do it, for sure. It was okay. Well, you know, like, so was your holiday in okay, as in Oklahoma, or was it just okay? That joke sounded better in my head. Let's see. If not, well, var friendly name data get friendly name. I almost did that. Addicted to PC. Yeah, there we go. It may not necessarily PC. You could be playing on console. I think there's some cool Switch games coming out, which is very unfortunate because I wish they were actually coming out on PC. I was like, why are we still? When did the Nintendo Switch come out, actually? I hate that like new games still come out and they're Switch exclusive. 2007. Actually, it's only 5 years old, but even when it came out, it was still outdated. So, point still stands. Logger debug. No friendly name found for interface using interface name. Friendly name is equal to interface name. Relaxing, eating, swimming. Swimming? You find swimming relaxing? Well, you did list it as like separately from relaxing, so that's fair. I'll accept it. Swimming is, to be honest, not to blow you out here or anything. Well, hold on, that didn't come out right. Not to blow up your spot. Yeah, that's what kids say nowadays. Actually, that's what they said back in the 80s, I think. But swimming is one of the things that I only ever do if I'm like dying. I hate swimming so much. Like I can swim. Mentioned it before. I can swim 100 meters. And then after that, you know, I'm probably just gonna die. Or at the very least, I'm just gonna paddle on my back very slowly. Child. Alright, so we do have the friendly name. Okay, hold on. Friendly name. This one is add child, create IP button. So this is the friendly. Watching anime, manga. Freaking weebs, man. Did you read and or watch anything good? I'll have you know, I finished watching Attack on Titan all the way up to the end of the final season. Was disappointed they didn't actually get to the end, because the end of the manga is, you know, spoilers, a little underwhelming. So this would be bum. So this is friendly name, and then we'll just pass in the thing, because you can apparently have multiple IP addresses associated with the same network interface, which is strange. Well, it's strange, but I get it. That's just how it is. Here, so interface name I, and then the actual address. So this is addresses. Okay, so I think that should work. I know for me, I have a very simple network setup. Reading Tower of God. Tower of God kind of sucks. It's the Korean one, right? It's the Korean one, and he's trying to find his sister or something. Yeah, I read that one. I read it. I used to be up to date, but I don't know. I don't think it's very good. Like I was like it starts out, it kind of sucks. It kind of picks up, and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm kind of into it. It's there's some intrigue, but it never really goes anywhere with it, in my opinion. All right, hidden local IP. Toggle tracking. Okay, I think this will work. Yeah, didn't Tower of God, they also made an anime out of it? Is it still an anime? Well, was Tower of God animated by a Japanese studio? Non-existent function append. Ah, oh, geez. 63. First season only? Makes sense. Makes sense. I guess it was one of those things where they made the anime solely to promote sales of the manhwa. I don't know. I think there's other Korean series that I think are more deserving. Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez. Well, as it turns out, I do have... Oh, okay. I thought that was showing my IP address. I was like, oh no. What the heck are these? What did these map back to? This is also extraordinarily ugly. It's coming solo leveling anime would be good. I don't know if solo leveling is good. That might be a controversial take. But in my opinion, I think solo leveling is nice in that it's a completely unabashed power fantasy. So like it doesn't try to be good. It's more just trying to be like, what if you were really, really powerful? And then we made no efforts at all to make it believable, except for like, we keep increasing the stakes somehow. And it works. You read the manga? I did read the manga. I finished it. No spoilers though, but I think it starts out kind of slow, and then the middle of it is really, really good. Then the ending kind of pulls an Attack on Titan, I think. That's probably the most I can... Yeah, I don't know if that's a spoiler or not, but it pulls an Attack on Titan in terms of pacing at the very end. I don't know. Does that sound like a spoiler? It sounds like a spoiler, but it's only a spoiler if you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so that's good. Oh, did I never add a button? Should launch tracker. Oh, I never added a button to hide this stuff. Okay, so advanced options. Oh yeah, you know what? I never added anything. VBox, add child. Oh. Then I do need to connect this to something. Toggled, please. It's not that power fantasy to me. I think it is. It was more into its lore or story. Was there lore? Was there lore? I know there was a little bit. I know there was a little bit. But I felt like it was just like, how do we explain away? How do we backpedal here so we can kind of stretch out the story a bit more? That's how I felt the story went. Is like they were like, oh, you know what? This is really picking up. Maybe we should try to stretch it out a bit. And that's exactly what happened. Control visible is equal to state. Okay, then here. Toggle. Toggle pressed is equal to false. And we'll do toggle advanced options visibility. Toggle pressed. And I'll pass in inner. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Don't know, they were like statues. Yeah, well, see, if you've already read it, then we can kind of talk about the entire administrator system and he keeps, like, how is it not a power fantasy, right? When he keeps getting stronger, it's like, oh, you know, he gets the ability to level up. Wow. Then he gets the ability to create new minions. Wow. And then he gets the ability to dive into dungeons. Like, oh, wow. And then he gets the ability to, you know, blah, blah, blah. They keep adding more and more stuff into it. And it works enough, right? But it's just like they keep stacking on abilities or like equipment drops or just, and they keep amping up the stakes as well, which is why I felt like it was a power fantasy in its purest form, which is why it's nice to read. Like the lore was like, I don't know. It's a war between it's like isn't it? It's basically Diablo, isn't it? Gamer played RPGs is games of skills and levels. Yeah, but it's basically like what if Diablo, but the system was self-aware. I think that's actually a pretty good summary of the entire story is, you know, what if you woke up and everything was Diablo 2 again? Or game mechanics translate to manga's lore. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm that's what I'm saying. I think comparing it to Diablo almost makes sense. Right? Because in Diablo, well, at least in Diablo 3, I don't remember any of Diablo 2's story. I played Diablo 2 before I knew how to really read, I guess. Like, I knew how to read, right? I was like in middle school, but I was at the point in my life where I was like, you know, flashing things on screen, number go up. I guess I'm still at the point in my life where I'm like, number go up. Monkey brain like. But at least in Diablo 3, it was a war between the Nephilim and the other things, demons. Were they just called demons? And that's pretty much the lore of solo leveling. Except isn't it like the Nephilim lost? But also in Diablo 3, the Nephilim lose. Not Diablo, more like MMO? WoW, maybe? Is that how WoW works? I thought WoW was just like... Actually, I don't even know what the lore of WoW is. I've never played WoW. I don't have money to spend on subscriptions. I mean, now I do. Alright, I think this should be fine. This is ugly. Hold on. Detected IP addresses. This is so bad. And also, it's the same ID, because it just says Wi-Fi 3. Is that the actual device name? All right, and then why is this button not showing? Because I'm pretty sure we're leaking memory here. So VBox add toggle. There should be a check button, no? Because it shows everything else, and then we actually return the entire VBox, no? Advanced options. Oh, I'm not even using this. That's why it's not showing up. All right, should launch tracker. Okay, so this is add child. Advanced options. Yeah, because I keep receiving complaints that the interface is there's too many options, and so when people don't know what to do, they just randomly click on stuff, which I guess makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Show hide advanced options. Well, all the isekai just looks like MMO. Yeah, lots of isekais with the skill things. And it's like, you acquired a new skill. Like Rising of the Shield Hero did the same thing. I get it. Solo leveling also fits in there. Well, Diablo does the skill thing as well. And so does Poe, Path of Exile. Do people call it Poe? And I wouldn't count Path of Exile as being an MMO. It's more of just like, it has an online feature. Right? Like these kind of skill systems existed before MMOs. No, never. Huh? Really? How is Poe? P-O-E? Let me call it Poe. Because I can say Poe in like one syllable. P-O-E. That's kind of an awkward sequence of letters to say out loud. P-O-E? P-O-E. P-O-E. No focus toggle. Does this no focus itself as well? Alright, let's no focus this as well. Toggle viz button. But yeah, project's going. It does have support for more stuff. There's a few more bug fixes. We have this. This looks nice. I guess the thing that you may or may not have seen me working on was this, which is if I start tracking, because I have an iPad. I bought myself this as a birthday gift. All my parents gave me as a birthday gift was food, which is appreciated. Yeah, but look at this. It's not that impressive actually, but if I load in a separate model, so this currently just kills the tracker, which I think is fine. Let's load in the Alicia model. Should work. Go back here, start the tracker. Yeah, look at that. So this is using iFacial mocap stuff. It was surprisingly easy to implement, and then to add the rest of the blend shapes and apply them to the model should be really, really easy. Because there's been a lot of API redesign. Yeah. So that's another thing. There's lots of back end work. But now that the back end work is done, it's easier to add new features, I think. Played 2 to 3 games. One of them is PoE. Every new league, yeah. Isn't it like you play the new league, you and then you just eventually burn out? I played PoE before. PoE. And then I died because of I got super rubber banded, and then I was like, you know what? I don't really want to play an always online game anymore. Overwatch and Factorio. I like playing Factorio with other people, if only because I like playing Factorio, but then everything I build just eventually turns into spaghetti. Even more so than my code. Because I feel like when I have to lay things out, like visually, I just get really, really confused really easily. Like I like programming because it's like programming is like one-dimensional Factorio. It's like there's really only one direction things flow in. But then if you add in another dimension, I'm just don't know what to do with myself. Which is also why I refuse to play Satisfactory. I'm pretty sure that would just melt my brain. Alright. I think for this, I need to figure out what the heck is going on with the... What the heck is going on with the IP addresses? It's so weird. It's a challenge to not spaghetti. I don't know. I like to play with people who are like, we'll take care of the spaghetti. You just focus on expanding the base. You know what? That's my jam. I'll set up like random outposts, and then you'll find the outpost and then like refactor them into a thing. That's my favorite part. You know, I'll be the completely unmanaged growth of the factory, and then someone else can actually make it run efficiently. Because I mean, that's kind of how I play a lot of like these survival games, is I don't have just one really big base. Oh, hello, the big Lee. No need for the FBI here. I'm a law-abiding citizen. Great movie, by the way. I should rewatch it. I think the most recent movie I've seen is Margin Call. That's a pretty good movie. It has a just an absolutely cursed actor in it. Whoever, what's his face from House of Cards? Who got canceled for being a pedophile or something? Or was he just like like an abuser? I forget. Hope you're staying cool, my friend. I'm staying pretty cool. It's actually pretty cool where I am. I know on the West Coast, it was really, really hot, wasn't it? Like I remember seeing somewhere like Palo Alto, it was like 40 Celsius, and 40 Celsius is, that's like 100? That's 100 Fahrenheit? What is 40 Celsius to Fahrenheit? Yeah, 104, yeah. Yeah, West Coast is dying. I am on the East Coast. East Coast is actually cooling down, which is nice. So create IP buttons. I still need to figure out what these mean. So why do these all have... I need to check something. You won't be able to see it, but I'll be able to see it. So if I go to tracking, these are actually all of the network interfaces. So I'm going to drag this off screen so you can't see it. So I click on the button, and then it's... Oh, actually, these don't do anything right now. Hold on. I forgot to actually hook them up so they have functionality. 115 at my house right now with growing blackout being threatened. Well, isn't that just California in general? Like the California grid is kind of bad. You know, because of like systemic corruption from Enron that still has not been fully addressed. Or am I thinking of something else? Do you watch Lord of the Rings? I have watched Lord of the Rings a long time ago. I watched it when I was like in elementary school. On IP button pressed. Actually, I don't need to set the meta variable at all. I can just pass this as a as an argument. Oops. No need for storing additional data. So we'll get rid of this. So then there is your IP address as a string. What was it? OS clipboard is equal to IP. God, you have a lot of like flashing emotes. It's freaking me out. That's, yeah. I don't know. The only thing I remember from Lord of the Rings, because I watched it at such a formative age, I remember being scarred. What's the town that's like set in the mountains, and then elf man and dwarf, or maybe it's just elf man, has to defend it. Is that the Battle of the Twin Towers? And then I remember like when the orcs finally break through the gates, that was like a scarring moment in my mind, because it was like just in the corner of a scene you can see like a dude having his face being bit off by an orc. And as a kid that gave me nightmares. I was like, oh no. It never occurred to me that someone could bite your face off. The new one, Ring of Power? Oh, I have not seen the new one. What's the new one? Oh, this is releasing now. No, I have not seen this. I have not seen this. Is this releasing on HBO? Which network is this on? It's so hard to keep track of where things are airing nowadays. Is this HBO? I don't have HBO. I don't actually subscribe to any streaming service now except for Crunchyroll, because I'm apparently just a huge degenerate. Amazon Prime. Oh, it's on Amazon Prime? I can watch Amazon Prime. I have Amazon Prime. The only thing I watched on Amazon Prime was, well, there was some movie that was also only on Amazon Prime. I forget. And then I think Avatar: The Last Airbender. I watched a lot of episodes of that. Because as a kid, I'd watch like episodes on and off. But so I was missing a lot of context for a lot of it. All right, so that's wrong. That's right. What the heck? Oh, this is the IP6 address. Oh. So some of these are IP6 addresses. Then what the heck is my local area connection also has an, what? I'm not sure. What's the regex for? Oh, I almost dragged this back on the screen. Yeah, so this is right. I think I do need to filter out all non-IP6 addresses, all non-IP4 addresses. Yeah, I do see on IMDb though. Going back to talking about hold on. My brain just kind of like reset itself. What was I talking about? Lord of the Rings, yes. Lord of the Rings. I did see on IMDb when we were looking at the rating. The rating was pretty bad. Is it really that bad? I do remember seeing on Reddit as well, there was someone posting about how, like, don't they have like more people of color, I guess the PC term for it is, playing characters in Lord of the Rings now? And then there were some complaints about that. No SBS pretty much. People hate for no reason. Is okay. I mean, if it's good, it's good, right? Okay, what's the regex for? Regex for IP4. IP4. I need the regex for IP4. Best for now. Is this valid? Newest, shortest, least readable version. Oh baby, it gets even better. Okay, so then we can go to regexer. Is that what it's called? Yeah, regexer. Slap this in here, and then we can do 192. Don't mind me, I'm just typing in my IP address. I think they're afraid Amazon will frick it up because it's spoilable content for the masses. So the show is good. Okay, maybe I'll watch it. If it's on Amazon Prime, I'll watch it. But I'm not really like into Lord of the Rings. Like I know, what's the one, The Hobbit? Yeah, I thought The Hobbit was kind of a snoozer. Like I know a lot of people really like The Hobbit. I thought it was really bad. Like the first Hobbit movie was okay. You know, I think it was worth a watch. But the second Hobbit movie, horrible. Third Hobbit movie, you know, what am I doing here? I'm pretty much just watching the Hobbit movie to round out the trilogy. Like I'm in it now. Okay. I guess this is fine. Oh, negative look ahead. This might not have it. Okay, so we can do this. So this will still work. And then, okay, so if we're just validating a single string, so let's do this. So where is it? Here. So var regex new regex compile whatever this is. Oh no, that's the link to it. So we can add a thing there and then grab this. Oops. I think there's a new line here. Oh, and then I need to go through, escape this. Yeah, those are examples for the case. Yeah, of Amazon messing things up to make it more consumable. I think what people want now, right? Like I was thinking about this, and then I, you know, had my beliefs validated by a YouTube essay, which is always nice, a YouTube video essay. But I think content actually benefits from being more niche nowadays. Because I think, like, online, like, content used to be as, you know, reach as wide an audience as possible. It used to, which is why, like, you have a lot of fads, right? Is because everyone's kind of interested in it, and so everyone's kind of into it at the same time, but then everyone kind of loses interest at the same time as well. But now that you have the advent of the internet, now you have a bunch of weirdos who are like, oh, it's a fellow weirdo. You know, let's like nerd out about this one very specific thing. Right? So now you can make content, and then you can kind of rely on the fact that you'll have a group who will eat up whatever you produce. Right? So I think in the modern era, content actually benefits from being super niche. Because I think people aren't really eating up the, you know, like, oh, it appeals to everyone, kind of. Yeah, people don't buy it anymore. But maybe that's a fallacy. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe that's wrong. Unable to compile IP address IPv4 regex. Yeah, TikTok messed up the world. Well, I think TikTok messed up the world in like a different kind of way, right? Right, because I'm more referring to, like, I understand what you're saying as well. I think TikTok is more like an example of brain rot. So, you know, it feeds on the lowest common denominator of your attention span, right? It's basically like a Skinner box, but like you don't even need to do anything. All you need to do is just keep watching. It's an optimized Skinner box, right? Skinner box is like cookie clicker. You click, you get dopamine. Now with TikTok, you just need to make sure your phone stays charged, and then you get the dopamine. No, that's a different kind of problem. Like I can appreciate it, right? Like I think games that are Skinner boxes do have some sort of appeal to them, right? Like every game is more or less a Skinner box in some way, except for sandboxes, I guess. A sandbox game isn't really a Skinner box, but like Diablo or like PoE, you know, it's a Skinner box with more steps. Pokemon, Skinner box with more steps. Minecraft, not really a Skinner box, because there is no, you know, ultimate goal. I don't get the dopamine though. I get stressed out from TikTok or PoE. For addresses. For address and addresses. If regex search address is not is null, then we'll just continue. Hey, is that not how this works? Oh, address, not addresses. That's right. And then otherwise, IPv4 addresses. Yeah, okay. And so then okay. So then this should be this should be more accurate, I think, probably. TikTok? Oh, I get the dopamine from scrolling through TikTok, which is why I don't have TikTok anymore. I know myself. And if I know myself, I know that I will get just absolutely sucked in. Why do these have numbers next to them? What the heck? Logger, debug, multiple addresses for detected. So interface name. Or for friendly name, right? Run me again. Run me again. Tracking, and then we'll just have to look at this. Or do these really not have multiple addresses? These are all separate addresses? What the heck? I guess that's fine. Yeah. But yeah, anyways. What I was talking about before TikTok is the fact that content should be... I feel like content really benefits more in the modern era for being more targeted. As bad as that sounds. That's basically the point. I think that's what TikTok actually does really well, is that it figures out which content you're more likely to watch. And then it just feeds you more and more of that similar style of content. right? So like if you are into computers, you're also probably going to be into anime or something like that. And so it kind of targets a specific subgroup, and then, you know, some subgroups have a lot of overlaps with other subgroups, which is where the targeted content really comes into play, especially with like big business type things. Why is this so weird? Okay, you know what? I was about to print it out, but I really should not print out my actual... Well, I mean, I don't have a static IP, so it doesn't really matter. But... Let me think. Let me think. Is there a better way of doing this? Or does this look good enough? Like, I'm pretty sure this will work on Linux. But are these your... Yeah, like these aren't your... These aren't your, what's the word I'm looking for? What are these actually? Are these just like UUIDs? I don't know. I don't know. Because I don't need the index. And I'm using everything else here. Name, friendly, and addresses. MAC addresses? Oh, you know what? Those might be MAC addresses. But no, isn't the... Like, the friendly name is the... How would you have a MAC address for a pseudo... a loopback interface? Maybe that does make sense. I don't know. Maybe that does make sense. I don't know. But that's fine. Paste this somewhere off stream, so you probably want to use my Ethernet connection, although I do just have a Wi-Fi network adapter as well plugged into my computer. This is correct. I'm just gonna verify all of these off stream. That's correct. That's correct. Is this gonna give me localhost? No, none of these are localhost. Actually, why do I have so many? Oh, the loopback interface is localhost. Oh. Interesting. Close this just in case I press Control-Z on stream. Like because I don't have a static IP address, this shouldn't be a problem, but you never know. I guess that's fine. That's fine. Maybe on Linux this will actually give you the real interface name, because maybe Windows only gives you back MAC addresses, and then on Linux you'll get like F1 or the like isn't Bluetooth on Linux also exposed as an interface, a network interface? But I think this is fine. There's not really a great way of determining which one to grab, unfortunately. Yeah. Something else I could do is just grab every single one of your local addresses and then, you know, take your IPv4 address and then just expose them as, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then force you to scrub through every single one of them. I don't know. I think this makes more sense. I think this makes more sense. So you select the one that looks the most correct, and then you just have to paste it off stream. Why do you need IP? It's because if you want to do iFacial mocap tracking, it's based off of an external application, right? It's either an iPhone or iPad app. So you need to paste this value into your need to paste this value into the app so it knows where to broadcast to. Oh, that's props. Still not implemented, but we're getting around to it. You know what? This is also kind of weird. I guess advanced options should be at the very bottom, huh? For both of them. VBox add child H separator. No. Okay. That probably looks better. And I'll copy this up here. Okay. Just use local. Yeah, not local. Well, it is your local IP. It's your local IP that's on your network. That's exposed on your local area network. And then your device, your Mac, not your Mac device, your Apple device. I don't think iFacial mocap actually works on a Mac, because you do need to use the special Apple cameras that don't exist on a Mac to get all the fancy tracking stuff. Okay, I think I can do like a centered for this here. This is just nice. It's just nice. Detected IP addresses. I can do description, align, goals, label, align, center. Yeah, only iPhone. iPhone and iPad Pro if you have one of the newer iPads, which I do. It's one of those things, I've been looking to get an iPad Pro for a while. If only to indulge my degenerate gacha gaming habit. I don't actually spend that much money. Well, okay, yeah, let's not say that, but may or may not have spent more than I'm proud to say on Genshin. But the other ones I'm free to play. And then there's just some other stuff. I don't know. I was kind of hoping you were like some what's it called? Rendering libraries were exposed on an iPad Pro. And let me tell you, they aren't. If you wanted to get an iPad Pro to do like any sort of programming, it's not possible. So I was a little disappointed. I bought this really expensive machine for as basically like a really expensive console and media device, which is fine, I suppose. I have enough disposable income to not feel too bad about it. I don't definitely not enough to feel great about it. But maybe one day. Okay. So there's a few other things I need to do. Start up args. So here's something I need to get rid of, because this is jank for sure. Definitely pretty jank. I think I'm getting a new Ryzen 7000. It's like juicy. Were those like recently announced? How many cores do they have? How many cores and what millihertz, megahertz do they run at? What's the clock speed? I have a Ryzen 6950. Almost nice, I think. Actually, yeah. Can't I just check that from Task Manager? Oh no, I have a 58X, 5800X, and 32 gigs of RAM. Thank you for redeeming a hydrate. Yeah. Ew. Almost out of water. Same core counts. Okay. Yeah, if it's the same core counts, I guess they just increase the clock speed or whatever. Whatever, I should say. I'm gonna take these out. So we don't need these. Guess all the flag D stuff I don't actually need. So this is actually something that I cooked up. So this is you might recognize this. This is the command line parser that I wrote flag D. And then I added this thing in. So you can actually bake in some like constant expressions, and then you can also apply them as well. As like basically run arbitrary code, which is bizarre. I think I'm going to take that out though. So I'm going to still leave it as a possibility, but I'm not going to use it in this application, I think, because I don't think it makes sense. Instead, I'm moving everything over to this. So you can inject. So before I do an export, I will inject in variables. So instead of, I guess, a runtime loading at startup, some arguments, we'll just basically do it like a C style preprocessor. So I did write a script for helping with that. So this is really only for CI builds as well. Yeah. IPC and gigahertz increase power efficiency too, so go up as high as 5.8 gigahertz or something. Yeah, 5.8 is a lot. 5.8, and if it's more power efficient, I guess they're trying to be more competitive with the M2 chip, because the Apple M2 chip is a marvel of engineering. Even the M1 that I have right now is still really good. Yeah, like it takes me about, it's almost the same compile time on my current computer and on my just M1 Mac when I'm compiling Godot. Although I think compiling Godot 4 is a lot slower on my Mac for whatever reason. But yeah. I set up a lot of CI jobs, so now I have the ability to pretend like I have other scripts to rely on. Until chips ease like 400 watts, they reach 5.8. I see. I don't remember. I don't remember how much 400 watts is. Is that a lot? So start up args. All right, so I need to expose should parse user data args. All right, so const args. False. Screwed. That's like a 3070 at full load. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot, actually. Yeah, because I know GPUs are extremely power hungry for sure. Okay, so resource path, stay on splash. I have a 600 watt PSU. Is it? How do I know which PSU I have? I bought a pre-built because I'm a casual. Because pretty much plugging anything into the motherboard always makes me really, really nervous. Like I've built 2 computers in my time. Should parse. Oh, this one I shouldn't. Oh, but we can still do it like this. So, start up args. Should be globals. Should parse user data args. Yeah, so we can basically we're just going full into like C style defines at this point, which is fine with me. So this is start up args. Should parse feature flags. Should parse command line args. Should. Args. Something like that. Oop. globals should parse feature flags. Oh. Should pass command line args. And then this one, pre-parse function. I don't really need it. Pre-parse function. Yeah, not needed anymore. My 2080 E's like 100 watts at full load. MSI Afterburner shows your GPU and CPU power. Do I have that? I don't know. Let's not mess with that on stream. I don't think I have MSI. I guess I could download it, but I'm not going to. Actually, can't you see it from device manager, or no? Is that not how that works? Yeah, you know, probably not. Yeah, okay. So you can tell I'm not really a hardware guy. Okay. So these are all configurable. We'll set these all as true. Should be good enough. And then these should all parse correctly, right? Yeah. Cool, 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 cool. So everything loads in properly. Let's start writing a commit. Git restore assets. Check out branch. Let's see. It's not really a refactor. I guess it is a refactor. Refactor. Alpha 2 fixes, I guess. Git add all. So we're actually going to add the override file as well. Well, you know what? Git restore staged override. We won't add that. Git commit. Fix bad IP address selector for IFM. Remove pre-parse args for startup args.gd. Not necessarily MSI Afterburner. There are other small apps. Yeah, I think I do have an NZXT Next computer, and they have their own little monitor app, which is always gets in the way for some reason, because it always tries to trigger like a hotkey. Like it doesn't save the hotkey configuration properly for me for whatever reason. So always, like when I'm playing a game, it'll always accidentally trigger it. Because it's like, I think it's like a sticky key, I think. If you mash control, left control, it'll show up. Which is very annoying. Yeah. Because I have a pretty bad tendency to kind of nervously jitter a key. Or like panic mash a key. Hide some tracking options behind a toggle. Fix pop-ups not overlaying onto the same layer. And then the translation manager. What did I change there? Translation manager changes were, just kind of nervously click over to here, translation manager. What did I change? Oh no, this is looking for the globals, okay. Move some args into globals. Push U origin refactor alpha 2 fixes. There we go. Compare and pull request. Just call it alpha 2 fixes. Okay. So there we go. I did do a lot of CI stuff as well. But, what a pain, dude. It's so hard. I wish some... I need time to do the CI stuff because I need the CI stuff in order to do a lot more of this kind of automated configuration between Windows and Linux because I keep messing up all of the Linux configuration. I guess you might not have seen this. I thought this is pretty neat. Look at this. So for this project, I now have this. Turns out markdown tables are kind of dumb. So there's not too much I can do about that. But then, you know, all this stuff located here in this profile. But it's all auto-generated from this file here. Oh, baby. And then there's a GitHub action set up to generate stuff. So it's like a weird template thing. How cool, how cool. I thought that was pretty neat. I was pretty proud of how that worked. I guess the Python script itself is kind of gross, but whatever. I think ideally I would use a Jinja 2 template, but using it like this means that, you know, I only rely on the built-in stuff. Yeah, so this will work out of the box using only pre-installed, basically only standard library stuff. So date, time, OS, and then I can't use the Python 3.10 dictionary and list. I have to use the, I guess, the backported dictionary and list objects for static typing. You generate the table? Yeah. So like here. So create table header. So I use a few lambdas here. It's fine if it's a bit slow. Yeah, look at that. I guess this is the code if you actually wanted to look at it. Like this is actually the stuff that I like to work on, sadly enough. I like working on like random little tools like this. I like working on developer tooling. Developer tooling, 100% my jam, baby. Yeah, so all of these are auto-generated. All auto-generated from a JSON file, yeah. Which is located here in data. So it's not YAML because if you want YAML parsing, you have to actually install an external library. So after that, all you really have to work with in Python is JSON and INI files. It's a questionable tool. Yeah, it's questionable, right? It's questionable. It does mean that the big benefits, right, is that I'm able to define everything as just a JSON here. Right, so this is actually now queryable. And so you might have an inkling of what I'm getting at here. You know, if you were looking at the screen, you might notice that there's a raw.json, but I have neglected to talk about available trackers.json. Oh no. Auto-generated updates. Oh, what is he talking about? And then what you can do here is 100% rely on the fact that this is basically a static URL. And so, from within this application, I can send a GET request to this very specific URL to grab the download links. I see a board developer. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, right? Like, I thought it'd be cool, and so I made it. And I was like, you know what? That was cool. I feel good about myself. Right? Is it overly complicated? It might be a little overly complicated. The intention here was that, right, because with this application, you can just leave out parts that you don't want. Right? So if you wanted to have a very, very stripped down build of VPupper, that's possible, right? you could just delete the resource folder and then the entire application will still work. Right, so then what you could do is download the trackers that you actually want, and then I'll store those in your user data directory. Oh, look at that. Just use a free service to build websites? Yeah, you could. Yeah. It's roughly the same thing, yeah. But this way I don't need to mess with the website at all. Now it's just data. I guess, yeah, I guess if I set up like a github.io, it would work almost the same way, yeah. Because then you could also have the JSON, not the JSON, the JavaScript defined there, and then you just listen for the... No, that's not actually how that works. You know what, never mind. That's not actually how that works. You can't ping a web page and then get back a different GET response. You could host something on that web page, I guess, but I think at some point you need to have a static place where this information is stored. So that's the reasoning behind this. So the fact that this is auto-generated is kind of tangential. It just happens. The more important ability is the ability to define a static route for this. But how useful will it be? I don't know. I just thought it'd be cool. Bed, readme, markdown on your server if that's the case. Yeah, but I don't want to host anything on my server. I don't want people to ping my server. Right? Because I have to pay for egress. Ingress is free. Egress costs me money. So if I can host everything on GitHub, that's better for me. I would rather have people just ping GitHub over and over again. And then GitHub will serve the response. You know. On my server, then I need to actually host the route. And then respond to it. Which I don't want to do. Anyways, I think this is good. I'm gonna merge this. Because all the checks passed, so ready for review. I do need to rebase several things, but you know, we'll just merge it, whatever, send it. Git checkout master, git pull. Yeah, there we go. So nothing's changed. Delete the branch. Everything's there. So now I need to set up CI. No, I don't want to set up CI, but I'm going to. Because I have everything else here, more or less. I don't want to turn on the YAML extension though. Because for some reason the Red Hat YAML extension always messes everything up. Alright, so I'll put this here. The Red Hat YAML extension messes up a ton of formatting for some reason. We'll do I don't know. Generate release.yaml. And then we'll just look at the Godot tests. Godot test name. Generates releases. So on. What did I do for the other ones? I set up CI for the custom builds here. I don't remember how I did it though. It's all builds. So this is just for the Godot binary. That's fine. Workflow dispatch. So this is only on workflow dispatch. Jobs. Yeah, I guess we'll just do it differently. So we'll cut a Windows specific one, we'll cut a Linux specific one, a Flatpak specific one, and we'll just have to think about it. Think about it, not jobs, steps. Uses, actions. Something I've noticed though, it's very obvious when people have copied their GitHub workflows from someone else. Because they'll usually be using the actions checkout version too. I looked at the official Godot one. I was like, oh, okay. Then looked up the actual actions checkouts repository in GitHub. I was like, oh, you know what? There's actually a new version out. Let's use that. Runs on Windows latest. So Windows I'm the most familiar with. I need to look at this here. Set up dependencies. You know what? I think all of these... I'm thinking. I'm thinking. We can do this on Ubuntu latest, I guess. That's fine. And then these will all just run under a single job, which isn't great. Well, no, we can run this all on Ubuntu latest and then just re-download the appropriate build every single time. So for now, all of these things are uploaded, or everything is pulling from a server build here. I'll need to update this, but it does need to be the headless build. Copy link address. What was the syntax for env? I don't remember. Env. Godot binary is this very long sequence of characters, and then because it could be misconstrued as something else, we will double quote it here. Okay, so uses actions checkout, that's fine, and then name. Let's see. Replace. I guess we actually, for the Windows build, we don't need to replace anything. I guess this is just exports, right? So we do need to grab the export template for Windows, which is here. Copy link address. So export, run. And then on run, I think you can actually, undo me. You can do shell, put me on bash. Even on Windows, I want to use bash. I don't want to use CMD. Actually, on Windows, on the Windows runner, do they have access to curl? I don't remember. I guess, well, we can find out. So curl, this very long URL. Output to release. I'm thinking. Release template zip, sure. And then unzip should just place it in the current directory, I think. I think this is something I really do need to set up along with. I need to coordinate the two CI things. So I need to finish the Godot build CI. So that's actually completely correct. And then probably pull these build scripts back into VPupper. So I reuse those same scripts. So I pack it into its own action. Whatever, dude. I hate doing this stuff. I hate doing it so much. Like, I need to do it, but I don't want to do it. This is what I have to do for work. I don't want to do work. Just so much BS to have to deal with. Alright, well, I'm going to call it here. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be live tomorrow from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern Time, working on this again. I don't know, is my bot still working? I have a GitHub here if you want to check it out. And my bot works, hooray! I need to rewrite my bot, because I think the Discord library that it's using is causing it to be rate limited really, really heavily by Discord. Because I'm using the same bot for both Twitch and Discord. Right here, there is the Discord. Blah, blah. Give me a follow if you haven't already. I stream Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and on Wednesdays from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, that's going to be it. Goodbye.